Hello, welcome back. This is another Adventures with Some of My Favorite People. Tonight we have the original draft from the third Bill and Ted movie, thanks to our friend Logan who found it. It's partially a surprise to all of us, so I'm excited to see what happened in the original draft. Tonight we have the most excellent Eric as Ted Theodore Logan. Hey Bartlett, thanks for being an understudy and filling in the last minute. I will play his BFF, Bill S. Preston Esquire. The princesses will be played by none other than queens. Anne is Joanna. Jen is Elizabeth. Jen will also be narrating for us tonight. Thank you, Jen. Rudy's returning as Chief Logan. Welcome back, Rudy. We appreciate you. Damn it, Travis will play Will Logan, and somehow he's a duke in this. And recognized by William Sadler himself, Logan will be returning as Death, the therapist, and some surprises as well. So without further ado, Jen, please take us away.
Also, I just want to say again, I can't believe you made me married to Travis again for like the eighth time. Anyway,
I didn't ask for this life.
Just anyway, Bill and Ted Face the Music. Oh my god. By Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon. We're starting off great. Here we go. It's from July 12th, 2012. Over Black, we hear the voice of a very, very old man.
This is the story of two young men who were given a very, very grave responsibility.
Fade up on documentary footage, close-up video footage of Bill and Ted, 17 years old from the beginning of Excellent Adventure.
Squire.
I'm Ted Theodore Logan, and together we are Wild Stallions!
Cut 2. Bill and Ted at 19 doing their guitar solo at the end of Bogus Journey, the super fast virtuosic riffing. Anyway, shot people from all over around the world watching. Cut 2. Not long after that, circa 1992, Bill and Ted, excited, wide-eyed, the picture of youthful optimism, being interviewed by Kurt Loder on MTV. Wow, that is a trip.
Kurt Loder in other music news claiming they have been told by a civilization 700 years in the future that their music will do nothing less than save the world.
Now we see on MTV a photo of Bill and Ted age 20.
Wild Stallions has just put down $100,000 to reserve the famous Fabulous Forum for a date 20 years from now.
Cut 2. Distant handheld video footage of the guys handing a ceremonial 4-foot check to the Fabulous Forum booking manager. The footage is shaky and distant.
You all in 20 years to celebrate 2 decades of triumphance!
Future, see you soon.
20-year-old Bill and Ted turn to each other, do a little air guitar, freeze on that image, and hold with ominous music. Uh-oh. Cut to the band Van Halen.
The only problem was, turns out, pretty big problem. Sammy Hagar here.
They never came up with a song.
Alex Van Halen here. The song, let's say, not to mention the record, or any record, really.
Cut to the band Iron Maiden. Sorry, Bruce.
Bruce Dickinson here. They got record deals. We know that because they paid us a ton to just basically be session guys.
But no matter what we played, it was never good enough.
Yeah, because, like, they kept saying to us, this has to save the world.
Quick shots.
Oh, yes. No, Jeff, this has to save the world.
Jimmy Page and I remember saying, guys, it's a song. The Beatles didn't save the world. Mozart didn't save the world.
The world. Save the world.
Save the world. Save the world.
Whoop. Sorry about that. I was muted during it. Anyway, Clapton rolls his eyes and makes the jerk off motion. And then we cut to footage from Bogus Journey. Bill and Ted on stage with their wives to their side and their babies on their backs.
Hello to little Ted.
And little Bill.
Cut to their sons now, interviewed on TV. 18 years old now, title Will Logan and Theo Preston.
Okay, like our dads, they were told in high school that their music was gonna save the world.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's a lot of pressure. Like, if somebody came to us and, like, told us that our music was going to save the world,
Well, that would be pretty okay.
yeah, I would be good with that.
Cut to their wives now, titled Joanna Preston and Elizabeth Logan.
Look, the point is they took it seriously, and they take it seriously.
They really care and they work hard, and it's pretty much all they do, actually.
But they found ways, certain whatever hobbies, to cope.
Cut to 1994, Polish MTV. Oh, did not look up what a Polish accent is. Not great video quality. The guy's interviewed on a cheap set. Ted is knitting some kind of thick, amorphous shape. It's gonna be a little bit German. Sorry about it. What are you making there, Ted?
Never know. I just knit till it feels done.
It's very dense what you're knitting.
Yeah, I call them yarn blobs. Ask Bill what he does to relax.
What do you do to relax, Bill? I don't even know what the fuck this accent is. Anyway, Ted moves his mouth, but we hear Bill's voice.
Do ventriloquism, dude.
Cut back to Joanna and Elizabeth. Is this still me? No? Huh? How do you cope? A beat. The women look at each other. Silence. Then, well, let's just say things didn't go the way we all expected them to go. More quick shots, a brief timeline. 1995, 25-year-old Bill and Ted with the princesses rush from the studio toward SUVs. Cameras push in. It's like John and Paul leaving Abbey Road with Linda and Yoko in 1968. Still me. Okay. Bill, Ted, oh, when's the record coming out? Oh. Bill? Could you say that one more time? I didn't quite hear you. Perfect. Love that thumbs up.
All good things come to those who wait.
1996, still photos of a 26-year-old Bill and Ted behind the scenes at a radio station interview. Bearded. A couple quick push-ins, still upbeat and assured.
I'm here. So the record, what gives? How about right there, right now? You tell us the definitive release date.
Oh, yeah. Can't do that.
Changing directions a little bit, but it's all good stuff.
They lost 3 record deals in as many years. Because the thing with record deals, when you get down to it, you kind of have to make a record.
I personally felt sorry for them. They were trying so hard that they actually driving people away.
Quick photos. Bill and Ted playing increasingly obscure instruments and wearing increasingly eccentric clothes. Capes, flight suits. No capes, I feel like Edna Mode. Kilts, knickerbockers, play, didgeridoo, theremin, rain sticks, harp.
Or maybe, as people were drifting away, it just made them try harder. It's tough to know.
Quick video. A small venue. Bill and Ted wear loincloths and sandals and sport long Jesus beards and blow shofars. To Kanye West and Jay-Z. Not Kanye. What are we doing? Oh.
It's like they went from She Loves You to Revolution number 9 in a very short time. No time, little time at all. Without ever doing any of the songs in between. Or even doing She Loves You, when you think about it. Or Revolution number 9.
To be honest, they kind of just did nothing, but a very lame, very pretentious version of nothing.
Oh my gosh, Christopher Walken. I'm so sorry. I mislabeled you.
Can't do that ever.
Christopher Horberg is the best in the world. Anyway, okay, I'm going to fix that now. And 2000 Small Outdoor Festival. Handheld fan video. Probably from my little cell phone, my T-Mobile Sidekick. Bill, totally nude, except for the black combat boots, does a lead guitar version of taps while he approaches the mic.
Let us now declare the epoch of electric guitar officially dead.
We now reveal Ted behind him, also nude and also in combat boots with a chainsaw.
I sacrifice thee, obsolescence embodied, for eternity.
Come on, commitment. Now Ted chainsaws off Freudian slip off the neck of Bill's guitar, which sparks and feeds back. Cut to the band Metallica.
I think that was the moment. That was that moment, the Riverside Metal Pest. Okay, first of all, right off the bat, they were using a chainsaw nude. I mean, that tells you something about their judgment right there.
I got distracted by
I
chat.
don't think we heard another thing from them till, I don't even know.
Till you don't even know when the heck to say your lines, you jerk. Anyway, just kidding. Still love you, Travis. Still photo. Marquee outside a dive bar. Ponderosa Lounge. 8 p.m. The Wild Stallions. And half-price buffalo chicken wings. Push in.
Are they even still making music? I mean, what are they even doing now?
Through the window, we see a grainy image of Dear Evan Hansen. I'm just kidding, it's Bill and Ted. On stage, we freeze, then pull back as the image becomes a hologram and Tupac? And we begin to realize we are interior futuristic dome continuous. We're the three most important people in the world float in midair, gravely looking at the image before them. Super. San Dimas, California, 2713. They turn to a fourth man, very severe, almost puritanical looking, dressed in all black. Rollins.
Their time is running out. We must take emergency measures. The future of everything hangs in the balance.
Still muted, my bad. On Rollins' face, a slight flash of concern and surprise. He steps into a sleek silver metallic booth, dons his sunglasses, and with a nod to the great ones, the booth shimmers, drops through the floor, cut to black, title up, Bill and Ted Face the Music, and then we fade up on exterior wedding day. Bill and Ted, in their mid-40s, in suits, walk up to a microphone. Behind them, a banner reads, "Congratulations, Deacon and Missy." We're at a wedding. Garden Variety middle class. Joanna and Elizabeth are there, also in their mid-40s. Elizabeth is with Will, 18. Joanna with Theo, also 18. The guys are buoyant, exuberant, utterly unflappable.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this joyous occasion.
I have both known Missy in different capacities for nearly 40 years.
She was Bill's babysitter when we were 10, and we both invited her to the prom when she was a senior, and we were freshmen.
Next, she married my dad, and Missy became mom.
After quickly divorcing Bill's dad, Missy married my dad and became my mom.
Ted's dad, police chief Chet Logan, now in his mid-60s and still very fit, raises his glass with a tight smile that only barely masks his bitterness.
And now she's marrying Ted's younger brother, Officer Deacon Logan.
We see Deacon now, 40, buzz cut, with Missy, now late 40s. He raises his glass.
Deacon, my congratulations. Missy, Bill and I, along with Joanna and Elizabeth, and Will and Theo, welcome you back with open arms.
Elizabeth, Joanna, Will, and Theo all raise their glasses.
Joyous event would seem to make Deacon his own father-in-law and make Ted his own uncle.
Not to mention making my dad his own son.
Huh? In back, Logan just shakes his head, irked on so many levels. Same, Logan.
So with that beautiful thought in mind, for your first dance, we wish to present a sneak peek at the world premiere of our newest sonic creation.
So please enjoy the first 3 movements of
That which binds us through time, the chemical, physical, and biological nature of love, an exploration of the meaning of meaning.
Ready, Bill?
Ready, Ted? 1,
2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ted plays bagpipes. Yeah, Bill is engaged in a kind of wide-mouth Aboriginal throat singing. While clearly a great deal of thought and even love has gone into the preparation of this piece, it is at its core quite difficult to define and, in fact, impossible to enjoy. Wedding guests watch with jaw-drop befuddlement as Deacon and Missy step to the dance floor, aware that this is somehow their first dance, but it's hard for them to decipher how exactly they're supposed to move to this. Joanna and Elizabeth exchange a glance, as do Will and Theo. Ted's dad just openly throws his hands up
This is bullshit.
and crosses to a power bank and literally pulls the plug on the whole thing. Cut to 30 seconds later, Ted and his dad off to the side of the stage.
Sorry, you don't get it, Dad.
No one gets it, Ted. No one ever has. There's nothing to get.
Well, they will, Dad, seriously.
I don't think so. That song is the worst one yet. And that's saying a lot. I told Deacon he should never have let you guys play. I'm sorry. Play. And honestly, on a very deep level, it is time to pull the plug. Both of you.
Well, we can't. We have to pursue this until.
Yeah, I know. Until your music saves the world, Ted. Enough with your delusions.
While this continues, we cut away to the van, where Bill wheels equipment to the back door. He pulls it open and sees his father, Bob Preston, slumped in the back, having just been awakened.
Hey, Dad.
How was the wedding?
It was good. You should have come in.
Yeah, weddings are hard for me, Billy. The social worker says I've never really recovered from your mom leaving all those years ago. Your real mom, not Missy.
I know. That was hard.
Mr. Preston gives Bill a huge hug.
I love you, Billy.
I know, Dad. And I love you too. Okay, Dad. It's totally fine. Everything's good, Dad. Everything's gonna be okay. I really gotta go get some more stuff.
I love you guys too. He breaks off and turns, and we follow him to Ted and Logan, still in the thick of it. I'm fucking sick of it.
Dad, I'm just saying, if you'd done the things me and Bill have done and seen the things we've seen.
No. You can keep spinning this however you want, Ted, but I'll never believe it. You didn't time travel. You didn't die and go to hell and then come back.
Chief Logan, we did.
No, you didn't. Bill. And here's the reason you didn't. It's impossible.
Dad, I know you're upset because Deacon just married.
No, Ted, you're wrong. It has nothing to do with that. Trust me. If I'm more disappointed in one of my sons, it's you.
Oof, Logan spins to storm away, me too, and then turns back.
By the way, That $5,000 I loaned you, I want it back.
We'll get it back.
When, Ted? You're upside down on your mortgage. You're $50,000 in debt. Your wife is working 2 jobs so you too can pursue your pathetic fantasy. Get real, Ted. Get real, both of you.
You're not my real dad.
I'm lost it. Okay, and he's off. Ted just stands there. Bill puts his hand on Ted's shoulder.
Dude, if it's any consolation, I'm $80,000 in debt. How does that help?
What are we gonna do?
Frank.
No. No, no, no.
Interior, fabulous forum day. Keys and coat in hand. The stadium manager, Frank, closes his office door as Bill and Ted follow him out into the arena.
No. You may not have your non-refundable deposit back.
But
No buts. 20 years ago, you signed a contract, put down a deposit to rent the Forum tomorrow night for your concert celebrating 2 decades of greatness.
Triumphant.
Whatever. I tell you this every year.
But this year is different.
it's quite different, as you will see if you simply listen to us.
Fine. Go ahead.
All right. This year, given the direness of our financial situation, we're willing to reduce our offer from a 100% refund to an 80% refund.
So wait. I'm sorry. Then I'd only have to give you $80,000 that I contractually do not owe you, rather than $100,000.
Correct. But between us, our bottom line is 60,000, for which we'll take 40,
But no lower than 25.
of which we would accept 10
You guys suck at haggling.
eating classes.
Ted leans into Bill.
Dude, I have a sneaky feeling that we're negotiating against ourselves.
Good point, Ted. Forget everything we just said. We're back at 100,000 plus interest.
Okay, then I guess I should make my counteroffer. Nothing. The point is, you bought the Forum tomorrow night. It's yours. Do whatever you want with it. Throw a party at midfield. I don't care. The lights will be on. The gate will be open. By the way, just out of curiosity, how many tickets have you guys sold?
Well, it's hard to say. It could have changed because we haven't checked the website in a while.
That's fine. Just give me the ballpark number.
Okay, ballpark? I'm just estimating here, but approximately 0.
Frank shakes his head.
I have to tell you guys, what you have pulled off here is very impressive in a way. You promoted a concert for 20 years and sold 0 tickets?
Thanks, dude.
It's not a compliment?
Oh my god. Dead. Interior elevator day. Bill and Joanna ride up in silence. Can you imagine if I did the rest of the read like this? Because I'm not going to. They get off and enter. Interior, the waiting room, continuous, and Joanna stops as she sees Elizabeth and Ted also in the waiting room. Elizabeth is equally surprised, and Ted is not.
How's it going, dude? Hey, Joe.
I'm sorry. Is this the right day?
Couples therapy.
But
Now the other door opens, and I cannot Wait for this. Therapist sticks his head out, a bit surprised to see two couples in the waiting room. Interior therapist's
Gotta be
office.
kidding
A moment later, Bill with Joanna and Ted with Elizabeth sit across from the therapist, and it's a little crowded on the couch.
So, do you understand why this situation might seem all strange to your wives?
No, not at all. Why?
Well, when your wife suggested couples therapy, did you think this is what they had in mind?
Yeah. I mean, we're a couple of couples, right?
Well, it usually means one couple.
Oh.
Oh,
But since you're here, let me ask you this. Is there something you feel your wives need to hear from you?
yeah, totally. We love you guys.
Okay, that's good, but do you understand how that might sound strange to your wives? Bill?
No, we love them.
We love them.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Yeah, we do. Exactly.
See, I think it's the we part, Ted. Can you say the same thing using I in the sentence?
Oh, yeah, of course. Elizabeth, I and Bill love you and Joanna.
This bitch just stares at the floor and shakes her head.
Dude, all due respect, I don't think you're getting this.
Go for it, dude.
Okay. Joanna, from the very, very bottom of I and Ted's hearts, I and Ted totally love and worship you and Elizabeth.
Bill beams. Ted nods, as if he now sees.
Joanna, would you or Elizabeth like to respond?
Elizabeth indicates to go ahead, girl.
Well, okay. I know you love me, Bill. However, I can't speak for Elizabeth, but you guys are gone over 200 nights a year. Every time you go out on tour to make money, you come back deeper in debt.
But we have to.
I know it's a burden for you, and I know you feel as though you have to do it yourselves, but you don't. We literally left everything behind, our families, our friends.
We move 600 years in the future to be with you, to be your partners. But it's like all you ever think about is the song.
The mission.
And it's like we and the boys are not even there.
So, wait. What are you saying?
I guess what also, same, Kate. I guess what I'm saying is, if things don't change, I don't know how much longer I can go on like this. Ted is stunned. Yes, and he looks at Bill, and you are just, don't make me break. Not as much as Caddyshack. Bill turns to Joanna.
You feel the same way?
Joanna nods. Interior Dodge Neon driving. Love you, Logan. Ted and Elizabeth in tense silence. Ted glances over. She just stares straight ahead. They pull up onto the edge of exterior cul-de-sac, evening continuous, where two houses share a driveway at the end of a quiet middle-class street. As they pull in, a Geo Metro is already there, and Bill and Joanna are getting out, also with palpable tension between them. What is clear to us now is they all live right next door to each other, and they share a driveway and a garage. Oof, come on, we need personal space. As the women head towards the Logan house, Bill and Ted join each other.
Dude. What was that, Ted?
Dude, things are worse than I thought. Think they're actually thinking about leaving us?
No, it's bad. But we still got our work to do.
Jen, Mr. Q, because she's typing in the chat. Whoopsies. They look at their wives who are conferring at the front door.
Okay, let's just try and work sort of fast.
Totally.
As they start towards the garage, suddenly we hear the loud sound of guitars from within, and Ted exhales heavily.
I've told Will over and over.
They pull the garage door open, revealing interior garage evening continuous. Will and Theo are playing classic old guitars, the very ones that Bill and Ted played at the end of Bogus Journey. They immediately stop and look at their fathers.
How's it going, Dad?
Out!
Why?
This is our studio, and those are our guitars.
He and Bill pull the guitars from their son's hands.
We have important work to do, and we can't have you messing around in here.
You want to at least see what we've been up working on?
If Travis wrote it, then absolutely not. Will holds a piece of paper out. Ted takes it and shoves it in his pocket.
Later, but right now, we need the studio. Now, please. Now, Will.
Okay, Grandpa.
The boys shake their heads.
I told you, dude. It's always the same. Let's go play up in my room with our crappy guitars.
Will nods and the boys head out. Bill and Ted watch them go guilty as Ted shuts the garage door and we cut to interior garage music studio night. Bill and Ted are working on a song, struggling. Bill is noodling on the synthesizer. Ted is scratching out lyrics.
Okay, I added a couple of things. Go again.
Bill starts on the synthesizer. It's abstruse, complex, not in a good way, like D-grade Bohemian Rhapsody.
We try to carry on. Ay-yo-yo.
Brilliant. Ted stops and Bill picks it up.
On with me. I think we're onto something. We stray, yay, yay.
Dude, seriously, just stop. I hate to say this, but we're not onto anything.
What are you talking about? I think it's our best one yet.
Dude, if that's true, then things are even worse than I thought. Because this song sucks. You do know that, right?
I don't agree.
Dude,
No.
Bill, come on. It's me. You don't have to spin me. It sucks. All our songs suck. What are we doing? Seriously, our wives are mad at us. Our songs are mad at us. We're broke. Why are we even doing this?
Doing it because we have to. Ted, we're supposed to save all humanity.
Says who?
Those people from the future.
What if they were wrong?
It's all the future. We were there.
All I know is, at this moment, I feel like for the last 20 years, we've been beating our heads against the wall. And it hurts. I want to stop.
But we can't. We promised.
Who's going to care? Seriously, I'm sick of it. You know who you are, too.
Bill just looks at Ted for a long moment and then he just deflates, dropping the facade.
Okay, yeah, I'm totally sick of it. But I thought if I ever admitted it to you or me, we'd completely crumble.
There's a pause.
I can't do this anymore, dude. Just can't.
Another pause. Finally, Bill looks at Ted and nods, agreeing. Then suddenly, there's a flash of light outside, visible under the garage door. Then we hear a metallic whoosh, then footsteps. Someone or something is outside. Bill and Ted look at each other, walk towards the garage door, and slowly open it, revealing the futuristic booth.
Whoa.
Anybody else think that it should have been said as welcome to the stage, the futuristic booth? And next to the booth, emerging from its shadow, Rollins!
Who are you?
Come with me, please.
Are you from the future?
Yes.
A beat. The guys look at each other again.
Are you mad at us?
We have very little time.
He opens the door for them. Ted leans closer to Bill.
I think we're in trouble.
Relax, Ted. They totally love us in the future.
The guys get into the sleek, elegant booth. Walking into the club booth first. Anyway, Rollins closes the door, and in an instant, it shimmers and disappears. Interior circuits of time, dark. Misty, glimpses of light. We can hear a whoosh, and Silver Booth soars past in a blur. Interior booth on Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted, stunned, amazed, gape out at the circuits of time for the first time in a long time. How many times are we going to say time? And we cut to Interior Great Dome, the year 2712 day. The booth appears and touches down on the floor. Rollins gets out, followed by Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted whisper.
Dude,
What?
I think I liked Rufus better.
Me too. What is it you do here, dude?
I clean up messes.
The guys look at each other as they hear.
Bill and Ted, step closer, please.
Now they turn and see three imposing figures who look at Bill and Ted with barely restrained urgency and frustration. They are fierce, unblinking. It's dark and intense. Bill and Ted look at each other and swallow. Around the room is a kind of senate of observers who line the walls. Bill adopts an upbeat manner.
How's it going? Good to be back again. Looking great.
What do you have to say for yourselves?
Oh.
They look at each other, then adapt their arm-raised posture.
Be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes.
Dead silence. No smiles, no nods. Turn to page 394, nothing but scowls.
Where's the song?
The guy's eyes widen.
Oh, the song.
Which one? We've written so many.
The song! The song that will fulfill your destiny. The one that is to be played at the fabulous forum tomorrow night. The one that will save the world as we know it.
Oh, yeah. That song. We definitely have that song. Yeah.
The leader makes a gesture. Lights come up, and suddenly all around them are musical instruments of all shapes and sizes.
Then play it.
Like right now?
We need to hear it.
Before we do that,
Which we very much look forward to doing.
and are most eminently prepared to do,
Being as it's already written.
and is very good on the level of lyrics and melody and rhythmic aspects, as well as meter and, thematic content, we need to. Bill?
Tweak.
Yeah, tweak.
Or even better, perhaps what would expedite this entire process?
Would be if you played the song for us now, right now.
Or perhaps played it several times.
Or even just give us a recording so we may be certain we have the exact rendition of our greatest song ever written.
You don't have it.
Just the opposite.
In fact, our problem is we have so many great songs that as we put together our set list for the concert tomorrow night,
We in no way bailed on years ago.
in which as recently as an hour ago did not try to get our money back from.
Right, that did not happen.
You're not watching us all the time, are you?
Silence. Then the leader just waves his arms and the floating great figures disappear into darkness, as do the instruments, and instantly Rollins is standing right in front of the guys.
The window of destiny is closing. You have 24 hours to come up with the song.
But what if for some reason we don't?
Which would be most paradoxical because obviously we do already have it.
But just theoretically, because we are intrigued with all manner of thought experiment involving, the conundrum of time.
So what would happen?
Rollins.
Come with me. Come with
sorry.
me. Sorry.
He turns, it's okay. Rollins, you're a busy man. Anyway, the guys look at each other, then follow him as two huge doors slide open and they all enter a cathedral-like chamber built solely to the house. A holographic timeline, ethereal, majestic, floating in midair, weaving and winding from the deepest past all the way to the present, and still, moment by moment, continuing to inch forward.
Whoa.
Oh,
What is this?
This is time. It's a path through which the past connects with the present and leads to the future.
The guys move closer. Now they can see that the weave is actually a collection of infinitesimally small bits of information. Rollins reaches out and touches a section in the way one might touch, say, an iPad. As he does,
1945.
an image from 1945 balloons out. Hiroshima. He removes his finger. The image recedes. He touches another spot.
1989.
And out balloons an image of the man standing in front of the tank in Tiananmen Square.
Time is more fluid and more contingent than you understand. There are key moments in the weave. Turning points, like stitches, if you want to think of them that way.
Has that ever happened?
If you don't have the song in 24 hours, time, as we all know, it will essentially unravel, forward and backward.
Oh.
Exterior cul-de-sac. I just lost my page in the script. Okay, wait, I got it. Okay, house night. The booth appears. The guys get out, still in shock. Rollin gives Ted a timepiece of some sort, like a really cool, sleek watch.
Keep a close eye on this. You have 24 hours. When it runs out, it's over.
Rollins crosses back to his booth and gets in, and with a nod at them, he's gone.
okay. Bad news. The whole unraveling of time thing could be most heinous. Good news. This means there is a song. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so mad at us for not having it.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
So now, all we gotta do is stop writing songs that totally suck and just write the greatest song ever written, okay?
Yeah, I guess.
Bill starts into the garage. Ted remains on the curb.
What are you doing, dude? We gotta keep going.
I just don't get it. I mean, we've been trying for 20 years to write the greatest song ever written. How are we going to do it in 24 hours?
I don't know, but we gotta. I mean, right? What else are we gonna do, dude?
Ted nods, distant and distracted.
But we do know the song's gonna exist, right?
Well, yeah, at some point.
I just wish there was a way that we could go into the future and get it from ourselves.
How would we do that?
There's a pause. They look at each other, sharing a slowly dawning realization.
We actually?
Couldn't we?
What? Didn't Rufus say we could only go in that extreme emergency?
Bill, if the future of all of reality as we know it is at stake, isn't that an extreme emergency?
Extremely exterior of Bill's house. Night. Moment later, the guys head towards a storage shed at the very back of the property. At the shed, they undo a series of heavy metal padlocks. The door opens. A single light bulb is switched on. Interior shed. Continuous. The guys walk to the darkest, most shadowy corner and start to pull a series of covers, sheets, tarps, etc. off what gradually reveals itself as the phone booth. The old one from the earlier movies. It's dusty, rusted, obviously hasn't been used in 20 years.
Plan. We gotta go into the future to when we've actually written the song, find ourselves, and take it.
One question. Is that stealing?
Why would it be stealing if we're stealing from ourselves?
Oh, yeah. You think it still works?
Only one way to find out, dude.
Interior phone booth. Seconds later, they get in. Dust off the keypad.
How far into the future do you think we need to go?
Depends on when we think we're gonna write the song.
I say definitely within the next year or two.
Well, let's be conservative. Say 5 years?
Sounds good. You want to do the honors, or should I?
Go for it, dude.
Ted with not a little bit of nostalgia, not a little bit of nostalgia. You can feel your nostalgia. No one yuck your yum. All right, anyway, and a good deal of trepidation starts to hit the buttons.
San Dimas, California. 5 years from now.
At first, nothing happens. It's like starting a car that's just been sitting in the garage for 20 years. Then the lights turn and the lights in the booth flicker on. There is a low, humming, buzzing sound, and as the antenna comes to life, illuminating the dark shed, the guys look at each other.
Bill?
What?
I have a feeling things are just about to change in a most outstanding way.
Ed, I totally agree.
And with an exuberant, super optimistic air guitar,
let's go save the world, dude!
The booth shimmers and disappears, and we cut to interior circuits of time continuous. Whoosh! The booth sails through the circuits of time, which are sleeker, faster than when we last sailed through. The guys look through the glass, thrilled, moved. Neither thought he'd ever be doing this again.
Whoa.
No.
The booth veers off, disappears into a circuit, and we cut to exterior. Holiday in San Dimas. On the marquee open mic night, we hear a faint version of Huey Lewis's The Heart of Rock and Roll coming from the inside. A sad version. A kind of pathetic, earnest, and overly sincere. Super San Dimas, California, 5 years into the future. The booth appears, lands on the parking lot, and the guys step out, look around, hear the music from within. Interior Holiday Inn lobby. A few moments later, they enter the lobby.
So, where are the future us's?
You'd think we'd be waiting for ourselves.
But we gotta remember to be more polite and come out and greet ourselves next time. Oh no.
Bill turns, follows Ted's gaze into the lounge, where on stage in front of a dozen bored businessmen are 50-year-old Bill and Ted in black vests, white shirts, earrings, singing Heart of Rock and Roll. 50-year-old Bill is working a little harder to push it across. 50-year-old Ted just seems depressed. And the years have not been kind to their voices. Oh no. Ted's has gotten lower and is now a humbly Chris Christopherson croak. Bill's is now a kind of high, nasally Art Garfunkel whine.
The heart of rock and roll is still beating. And from what I've seen, I believe him. Now that old boy may be barely breathing. But the heart of rock and roll, the heart of rock and roll is still beating.
And that was something. Anyway, in the back, Bill and Ted enter, shocked.
Oh, way.
Way.
It was actually pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, they say it just loud enough that on stage, 50-year-old Bill hears them and looks up, which makes 50-year-old Ted do the same thing. Now, like deer in headlights, 50-year-old Bill and Ted freeze. If the audience were paying attention, they would notice the two sets of Bills and Teds all standing motionless, staring at each other, but no one cares. There's an odd moment where they all stand staring. Then 50-year-old Bill and Ted turn and bolt through the back exit. Bill and Ted look at each other and sprint across the room. Exterior back of Holiday Inn night, continuous. 50-year-old Bill and Ted scramble in their dress shoes across the parking lot and race towards the now quite beaten up van with their guitars. A beat later. Aw, Bill, I think you're muted.
Wait, Bill.
Ted.
They race to the van where 50-year-old Bill and Ted are opening the doors.
Hey, Usses, stop!
Older Bill and Ted turn, busted instantly and lamely. They try and cover.
Oh, hello.
We totally forgot you guys were coming. How great to see you.
You totally ran away from us.
Oh, that's just because in the darkness we thought you were groupies, which we have a lot of.
Bill and Ted look around the deserted back parking lot.
Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
50-year-old Ted nervously pulls a flask from his hip pocket and takes a swig.
Look, dudes, we know exactly what you're thinking. Why are we playing here at open mic night at the Holiday Inn in San Dimas, when in fact we are such huge rock stars with lots of groupies?
And here's the answer. Us being here is humorously ironic.
Do you believe us?
I remember not necessarily believing it when you was standing there listening to me.
But this time, you totally can believe us. Do you believe us?
No.
Bill, I think you're still having mic issues.
No? Can you hear me? Not at all?
Yep. All right, and now we're off. 50-year-old Ted takes another, this time bigger, gulp from his flask. Yeah, as he wipes his mouth with his sleeve.
Well, I feel sorry for you then.
Do you have the song?
Do we have the song? Do we have the song?
Yes. Do you?
Ted, stop drinking for a minute and look me in the eye. Do you have the song?
50-year-old Ted almost looks Ted in the eye, at his eyebrows, between his eyes, but not in the eye.
No, in the eye. Look me in the eye, Ted, and tell me you have the song. Otherwise, we're going to leave right now. Do you have the song or do you not? You totally don't have the song, do you?
You know what? Screw you, me.
Whoa. Easy there.
Easy, Ted.
Whoa.
No, not easy. You didn't write the song. You're the one who responsible for all of this. And you know something else, pretty boy?
Don't call me that.
Don't call me that. Dude, you drove the princesses away.
What did you say? The princesses are gone?
Oh, don't act so surprised. They basically told you they were going to leave. Well, guess what? As soon as you get back from this stupid, failed mission, they were gone.
What?
How?
No idea. All we know is they left a note saying they took Will and Theo back to 1428 and they never came back. And now we've been alone for 5 years because you drove our wives away.
Our wives have been gone for 5 years. And you haven't even tried to talk with them?
Oh, you did all right. You just made it worse. They had their doubts about you, which were totally missing, I might add. But then you went back to medieval England and confirmed every one of them.
There's no way we did that.
Yeah, well, you're gonna eat your words in about 45 seconds.
Not true. Ted, let's go talk to our wives right now and set this straight.
Fine. I'm done with you two losers.
Ted lunges for himself, grabs himself, phrasing.
Why don't you take some responsibility, you drunk?
Why don't you go to the blog?
Hey,
But I'm gonna.
you're rude. Get your act together, Ted.
You get your act together, Ted.
I love you both so much. The two Bills grab the two Teds who are inches apart from throttling each other and pull them apart.
Hey, he's not worth it. Not
Right.
worth it.
Don't let that punk get to you.
50-year-old Ted backs down. Bill turns Ted around.
Let's go clean up the mess those us's made.
As older Bill and Ted, open the van doors, Bill and Ted see Bill's father in back in a sleeping bag.
Hey, boys. How was the gig?
Bill stops, eyes wide, turns to his older self.
Live with Dad in the van?
Walk away.
And they totally probably have an influencer Instagram account. Anyway, as Bill and Ted make their way across the lot.
You don't like it, go fix it.
Yeah. Go write the song yourself instead of trying to steal it from us.
Or do something, because our lives suck and it's your fault.
Oof. Exterior Holiday Inn parking lot. A moment later, the guys approach and get into the booth.
Those older us's were jerks.
I know. I can't believe how much I hated me.
I know. But we did learn something quite important from them. We gotta go back to England.
Yeah. Well, what's the point of any of this if we don't have our families?
The phone booth starts to shimmer. The guys turn, prepare for it to drop. And just as it starts to, Bill and Ted's eyes widen as they think they see, about 50 feet away across the parking lot, Rollins in his silver booth, eyeing them as if studying them. But before Bill and Ted have a chance to react or even be sure of what they've seen, their booth drops. The beat drops, and we cut to exterior medieval castle, courtyard day. Joanna and Elizabeth in 1428 attire are at a table in the courtyard chatting with family and friends. Will and Theo in modern attire are also there chatting amiably with their grandparents, the Duke and Duchess of Northumberland.
Graduated in June, now we're just working on the music. And what kind of music is that?
Yeah, it's like a blend of like classical guitar with techno, kind of neo bluesy, but actually without any like place to plug in. It's gonna be a little hard to keep playing. A plug-in to what?
That's a little complicated, Grandma.
Always do the freaking emphasis on the wrong syllable and it kills me. Anyway, okay, there's a flash in the distance, an exterior medieval England day. The booth lands in a field and the guys get out, look over towards the castle and see Joanna and Elizabeth on horseback riding towards them.
Whatever we do, let's not give those other us's the satisfaction of making things worse.
Don't worry, we definitely won't.
The wives arrive and dismount.
What are you two doing here? We need some time away.
Right. We totally respect that. But first, how did you get here?
That nice man from the future showed up and asked if we needed anything, and we told him we would very much like to come home for a while.
So he brought us here.
Bill and Ted exchange a glance. Why would he do that? What are you doing here? Anyway, Ted turns to Elizabeth.
Okay. We know you're thinking very seriously of leaving us.
What? No, we're not.
But you are. You just don't realize it yet. You think you're just here for a visit, but you're totally gonna stay.
Off the women's confused looks.
Full disclosure, we just saw ourselves 5 years in the future, and you have every reason to leave us because the truth is, we're going to become everything you don't want us to be.
We're just sad, pathetic losers living in the van with my dad by the river.
Drinking too much, Chris Farley.
Lying. You can't believe what oily liars we are.
And get this, we try to tell ourselves not to come here. Like we were gonna make it worse.
It's just ridiculous because knowing what we know, we're only making it better, right?
Wait, what are you talking about? In 5 years, you're living in a van with your dad, drinking
river.
too much? Ooh, huh? Huh?
Down by the river.
River?
Down by the river. Sorry.
One, the holy poop had just happened. Do I actually have a wrong shirt? Because, like, literally, I thought the Can we pause the recording? Because Jen is in the wrong spot.
You're good. Jen, you're good.
Okay, great. I'm sorry. Anyway, the guys realize that they might actually be making things worse, and the women are starting to eye them differently, worried now, and also in a way that they weren't before. Oh man, I'm Hot Mess Express over here. Cool, great. I'll just be over here dying. It's okay. It's fine.
Ted, where'd you go? Where's my buddy Ted?
He's probably
Ted.
dying because I literally lost my shit. The guys realize that they might actually be making things worse. The women are starting to eye them differently, worried now in a way that they weren't before.
Exactly. Which is why we're trying to change that by finding the song.
Because if we don't find it, it's going to be a lot worse than even that.
Yeah, like all of reality will completely unravel.
Yeah, because apparently the future is fluid.
Exactly. You can change it if you do the right things at the right times.
Coming here and talking to you now.
I'm not entirely sure it was the right thing to do.
Yes, maybe those future yous were a little bit right.
Why are you drinking so much, Ted?
I haven't started yet. I can't answer that.
Maybe we do need a little more time than we thought.
What? No, Elizabeth, I'll go to AA.
But you don't even drink.
Yet, but I'm about to.
I think we'd like you to leave now.
Don't want to come with us?
Are you paying any attention?
Fine, we're gonna go. But you need to understand, we're gonna keep going till we succeed on our mission.
Yeah, we're going to find the song. We're going to save the world.
And we're gonna be together.
Okay, alright, interior booth a second later. Bill's at the keypad as a determined Ted closes the door.
5 years forward was clearly not enough. Let's go 10 this time. We certainly will have written the song by then.
Dude, I strongly believe we're about to see our lives get a whole lot better.
Interior booth, circuits of time. The booth roars past exterior foothills night. With a flash, the booth arrives in a very nice hilly section of town. City lights lay out the Bel Air of San Dimas. Super San Dimas, California. 10 years in the future, Bill and Ted step out of the booth and immediately see an old-fashioned British butler standing calmly, towel over arm.
Yeah, I'm ready. Masters Logan and Preston, welcome home, gentlemen.
Worth the wait. The butler opens a gate and leads the amazed guys into the most beautiful home imaginable. 6-car garage, gardens, fountains, huge view. In the driveway, a Bentley, a Range Rover, a Porsche, and a 65 Mustang. Perfect year.
Yeah, and look at what we're driving. One song did all this?
What if it wasn't just one song? What if after we wrote it, the dam broke and they just kept coming and coming?
Subtle air guitar as the butler ceremoniously opens the door.
The masters of the house are on the way down. Might I offer a spot of champagne?
He extends a tray with 4 flutes of champagne. The guys take 2, then hear casual laughter and see coming down the grand opulent staircase 55-year-old Bill and Ted wearing expensive clothes and jewelry, whereas 55-year-old Bill's clothes are loose, flowing. 55-year-old Ted's are tighter and more form-fitting. Bill's hair is long and flowing. Ted's is in a casually unkempt manner.
Why, hello, younger us's.
Quel plaisir à vous voir.
Dude, I speak French?
Oui, monsieur.
Excellent.
I think you mean excelente.
Oh my god, all over the place. Love you, Logan. Anyway, 55-year-old Bill and Ted raise their champagne flutes. Cheers, bitch.
To your futures.
So then, I guess you have the song?
Why would we be living like this if we didn't?
And the princesses?
Brace yourselves. Are you ready?
They're back. They've been back for a while, and things are better than ever.
Huge loads are lifted from Bill and Ted's shoulders.
Oh, that's such a relief.
I know you feel that way, Ted, and it's all gonna be good.
Really?
Really.
And do you know what happened? Because a certain chanson changed the lives of 2 gentlemen named Bill and Ted.
But in a prologue, we know the time is slipping by on that crazy clock of yours this way.
Time is slipping into the future. Sorry, anyway. 55-year-old Bill and Ted lead the guys past a sunken living room where they hear...
Salutations, boys.
Dad! Sorry, Kate. Bill's father sits on the sofa dressed in a pashmina caftan. Work caftan! He raises his own champagne flute and a small silver tray.
Caviar?
Oh, in a moment, Dad. We're going to play the song first.
Oh, you're in for a treat, boys. Enjoy.
Moving down a long hallway, Bill and Ted follow 55-year-old Bill and Ted down a hallway lined with posters, gold records, magazine covers, all with Bill and Ted on the cover. We see Billboard #1 song 133 weeks in a row.
Oh.
Whoa.
Remember that?
Like it was yesterday. And I remember me saying, "Whoa, Ted, check out that cover of Rolling Stone, dude."
Wow, Ted, check out the cover of Rolling Stone, dude.
You guys are so good at mimicking each other. Gosh. Bill points to a cover that says, Q. Can a song change the world? A. Totally.
I remember the feeling I had when we showed you us's into our somewhat nice recording studio.
They open a double door and Bill and Ted follow them into a spectacular music studio beyond the state-of-the-art instruments everywhere. Clearly, a lot of great music has been and is being made here.
No way.
Yes
way, Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted.
So it worked. Our plan worked.
Of course it worked. You guys totally took the song, the ones we're about to play for you, played it at the Forum. The girls were there, and it changed everything.
Wait, we're going to play that concert?
We haven't even sold one ticket.
Remember, reality is fluid.
But what about the guys we just saw? The loser us's from 5 years ago.
Dudes, you've been told this before.
That reality will only happen if you don't take this song back with you. Those guys don't need to exist. Trust me, Ted. It's amazing how fast life can change when you do the right things.
You guys got to make it happen.
We will. We will.
55-year-old Bill and Ted point the way to two very plush seats where the guys sit.
Must say, Ted, as much as I disliked those previous us's, I like these us's.
Okay, enough talking. Are you ready to face the music? Roll credits.
He said it! Anyway, Bill and Ted nod as 55-year-old Bill and Ted put the most spectacular pair of over-the-ear earphones on them, and with a nod and wink to the guys and at each other, they move to the soundboard and hit play. Close on Bill and Ted, the moment they've been waiting for 20 years is here, and though we only hear the barest, most muffled sense of music from beneath the headphones, from the very first moment we can tell that it's not disappointing. A tear is forming in Bill's eye. Ouch for tear. Ted looks stunned, deeply impressed, but it's more complex than that. And while this is happening, we cut away to exterior mansion night. Same. The security gate starts to slowly open as a huge white limo pulls up in the street outside the mansion. Meanwhile, interior mansion, same. For reasons that are unclear to us, the butler sees the headlights and suddenly stuffs his cigarette out on the floor, spins and bolts through the kitchen and out a door. Interior music studio, same. Close on the guys as the song ends. Bill's in tears. Ted's in disbelief. They slowly pull the headphones off. It's the best song in the world.
That is truly the most amazing song I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's great. Honestly, I wouldn't have thought we had it in us.
Well, you do. And now it's time to get it out to the world.
I don't even know how to thank you.
You guys should probably get going.
Bill nods, shakes his head, and older self's hand.
I'll never forget you, Bill.
Right back at you, Billy boy.
The handshake turns into an affectionate bear hug. Ted looks at his older self.
Well, so long, I guess.
Yeah, so long.
They nod to each other, somehow slightly wary of each other. Interior hallway, moment later. As the guys head out, Bill looks over at Ted, confused.
Why were you acting so weird with yourself?
I just got a weird feeling.
A weird feeling when you're with other yous.
I know. I gotta stop being so suspicious of myself.
Yeah, you too. Because it's all gonna be fine.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. Anyway, they reach the front door and they throw it open, extremely surprised to see Eddie Van Halen standing there, a suitcase at his side, a guitar case slung over his shoulder, and his house keys out. About to open the front door.
Wild Stallions? What the hell are you doing in my house?
Eddie Van Halen!
This is our dude.
What are you talking about?
This is our house, or at least the house of future us's.
You need to leave right now or I'm calling the cops.
No, you need to leave right now, Eddie Van Halen, or we'll call the cops.
Suddenly, Ted slams the door and slides the deadbolt. He turns and starts purposefully down the hallway.
Oh no. Oh no, Eddie Van Halen. No.
Interior studio, same. 55-year-old Bill and Ted are undressing as actors would after a performance. It's now obvious why their clothes didn't fit well, because they're both wearing Eddie Van Halen's clothes, and he's bigger than Bill and smaller than Ted. Bill removes his wig, revealing that he's almost totally bald. Oh, except for a thin strip of Friar Tuck hair at the back.
I think we totally fooled those other us's.
Okay, Ted pulls his shirt off, revealing he is wearing a male girdle. He loosens it. He's easily 80 pounds overweight.
I hope so. I didn't like the way I was looking at myself.
Ted downs a long swig of Eddie Van Halen's vodka. Jesus, at me next time. In the hallway, same. Ted has stopped staring at one of the magazine covers.
I don't believe it.
What is it?
Ted nods to the cover, which, when you look at it more carefully, is very obviously photoshopped. Interior studio, same. 55-year-old Bill and Ted raise their glasses in a toast.
Now we wait for those other us's to go back and change everything.
Our lives getting a whole lot better. Ted, seriously, slow down on the vodka, dude.
Now the door flies open and Bill and Ted, enraged, storm in.
You guys totally lied to us.
What are you doing here? Why didn't you take the song back to the Fabulous Forum?
Maybe because it's not our song.
What?
Eddie Van Halen's song. He wrote it, and this is his house.
Oh, what basis would you say something so utterly ridiculous?
Because we just ran into him. He's outside calling the cops.
Older Bill turns to older Ted, frustrated and annoyed.
Ted, I told you Eddie Van Halen came back this week.
I just totally thought he came back next week.
Older Bill and Ted get up across to their younger selves? Maybe? No?
Up one.
Up one. The two younger guys look at their older selves, shocked. Sorry.
Bald, Bill.
You're a fat drug, Ted.
Hey.
What on earth were you guys even thinking?
Oh my god, deja vu! Older Bill and Ted get up and cross to their younger selves.
What were we thinking? That we had the perfect plan, and we still do.
That's because you two could come up with a great song, and Eddie Van Halen doesn't mean we should be punished for that.
What? That doesn't even make any sense.
There's the sound of sirens outside.
You gotta go right now.
No way. It's not our song.
You know, and it'll be yours when Eddie Van Halen comes up with it in 10 years. He'll be stealing it from you.
I think it's a great idea, Ted. We should totally leave right now and do exactly what the wise older us's say, regardless of what I might say immediately following this sentence.
Really?
Surprising me.
Ventriloquizing is a word? I fucking love this. Anyway, 55-year-old Bill shrugs. I'm not that innocent.
We're not gonna do it. Forget it.
Fine. I guess saving the world is just irrelevant to you now.
You're not interested in saving the world. All you care about is saving your own pathetic lives.
Wrong.
Wrong? Oh, wrong. Well, your blatant cynicism is both transparent and appalling, Ted.
Fine. Maybe you'll care about this. Taking a song is your only chance to get the princesses back.
You were lying about that.
Of course, we lie. They don't want to have anything to do with you because they think you're losers. Which you are because you make bad choices like this.
I'm so disappointed in you, me.
I don't care what you think of me, Ted. Our life is hell, and if you don't go back and change it.
Oh, it's all about you.
Ted, take it easy. This plan will work. Everyone's life will get better if you guys would just...
There's a loud pounding on the front door. It's the police. Open up.
So what do you say? Are you gonna do it or not?
Dude, you had 10 years to write the song.
We're not gonna build a fake future on one that's not even ours.
55-year-old Bill and Ted look at each other.
Fine.
He and 55-year-old Ted pull out guns. What?
Then we'll do it. We'll take the strong in the booth and we'll go back.
This is our third strike, and we're not going back to jail, I can tell you that.
Dudes, seriously, you don't have to pull guns on us.
Oh yeah, we do? Because watch what happens if we don't.
They lower their guns. Instantly, Bill and Ted try to run away, scrambling desperately for the door, then stopping when they hear the loud clicks of the guns.
See?
To admit, you were right.
Hit the wrong button. Quickly, Ted grabs a guitar and swings it into older Ted, shoving him back into older Bill.
You dicks!
Then break. Interior mansion continuous. Our guys race out the studio door and, unsure of which way to turn, they scramble down the hall and through the living room, where they race past Bill's father, who is now sitting on his caftan, come on, fierce word, on the floor, wearing his shabby, filthy clothes.
Bill, where are you going?
Participated in this charade.
I'm sorry, Bill. I miss your mother. I just wanted it all to be good again.
Bill looks at his wan, pathetic father.
Hang in there, Dad. Things will get better at some point. I mean, they have to.
Bill is preaching to the frickin' 2022 choir. Anyway, and he and Ted rush down another hallway, but then come to a skidding halt when, at the staircase at the end, they see older Bill and Ted blocking their way.
You guys can't get away from us, you know?
Yeah, you totally remember everything you're going to do.
Bill and Ted hesitate, then suddenly dive out a window. Exterior Eddie Van Halen's continuous. Bill and Ted roll, leap up, and then stop when they see on the roof the 55-year-old thems are aiming guns at them.
Told ya.
Exterior front of the house, same. Police cars in the driveway, lights flashing, and a cop is interviewing Eddie Van Halen. A third car squeals out into the driveway, and Deacon, 10 years older now, jumps out.
Tell me it isn't my brother and Bill.
Where are my glasses? There they are. All right, here we go. Sorry, Deke. Deacon sighs, grabs a bullhorn and yells,
Ted! Come out right now or I'll have to call Dad!
Exterior back of Eddie Van Halen's house, same. The guys hear Deacon's voice on the megaphone.
Deacon! Remember you're a cop! It's not me!
Yes, Deacon. It totally is me.
Also, FOMO on the whole answers on the megaphone. Anyway, front of house, Deacon and the other cops, along with Eddie Van Halen, listen to the voices from the backyard.
This me talking is from 10 years ago, and I don't have anything to do with this.
It's totally true, dude. It's the future you want.
Shut up, Bill.
Bill?
Deacon grabs his radio.
Dad, you gotta get down here.
Back of house, Bill looks to Ted.
Wait for it.
Well, yeah, but how? They're us. They remember everything we're gonna do.
It means we gotta do something we can't possibly remember.
How do we do that? Dude, check it out.
Oh, Ted pulls his shirt up so his head is hidden. His arms flail. I am Cornholio.
Oh, that.
I totally can't see where I am.
Bill nods and does the same exact thing. And now up on the roof, 55-year-old Bill and Ted look at each other alarmed.
Oh no, the head on the shirt move.
I was hoping those younger us's wouldn't think of it this time.
Down below, we hear Bill and Ted's voices as we see what basically looks like two headless bodies running in circles.
Do.
No idea. That's the point.
They spin, sprinting in odd, random, chaotic, arbitrary directions like pinballs. They're pinball wizards, and they run out the gate and start spinning down the alley, falling at times, bumping into each other, into walls, tripping, getting up. For a moment, Bill's shirt drops.
I can't know where I am.
Ted spins him and pushes him over, and now the two of them start rolling down the hill, gaining speed to the front of the house into the swarm of police cars out front. Chief Logan screeches to a halt, jumps out, enraged.
Ted! Dad, I think Ted needs help. He was talking to himself like he's two people.
This ends now. The lies, the delusions. I'm done with them. I'm done with both of them. Take them. No!
And the cops burst the door down and race into the house. At the back of the property, same. 55-year-old Bill and Ted yell from the top of the hillside.
You guys are idiots. This would have worked.
You haven't heard The Last of Us. We're gonna get you, Bill and Ted.
Suddenly, cops come out, guns drawn.
Drop your weapons and get on the ground now!
55-year-old Bill and Ted turn to each other.
Dude, there's no way I'm going back to jail.
Blaze of glory, Ted.
And like Butch and Sundance, they just start rushing down the hill, turning back and firing madly as...
Get them! Now!
Police fan out, start moving, keeping cover. Deacon and Logan turn and race back into Deacon's police car as, exterior bottom of the hill, night, Bill and Ted tumble up to a top against a wall. Tumble to a stop. There's an S there, Sanet. Against a wall, and Bill and Ted dizzily pull their shirts down.
It totally worked.
Sorry. Yeah, maybe we should always not know what we're doing.
Try and get back to the booth.
Wobbly, they start up the hill, hearing gunshots as, just up the hill, 55-year-old Bill and Ted scramble from the cops, firing as a police chopper sweeps the area with a searchlight and interior Deacon's office, police car, just kidding, I just wanted to say office, apparently, driving same. Deacon screeches around a turn, heading downhill.
Down there! Hurry! Go!
Suddenly, in the wash of headlights, they see Bill and Ted moving swiftly past them uphill. Deacon slams on the brakes.
Turn it around!
Turn around, but it's a narrow alley and it takes some maneuvering as Bill and Ted race up through some bushes and weave towards the phone booth, into which they leap and frantically dialing.
Nice. Dude, where are we going?
Just gotta keep going further into the future. At some point, we'll find the song.
Well, 10 more years?
Dude, what's that?
For a brief instant, they think they see Rollins again leaning against his silver phone booth across the street, but suddenly they're awash in bright light from the helicopter above them as well as from Deacon's police car, which roars up, spotlight fixed on them.
Whoa.
Ted, step out of that phone booth. Ted.
Sorry, Dad. I'm not the me you want anyway.
I don't want to hear it, Ted. Come out right now.
Bill finishes dialing and the booth starts to shimmer. From within Deacon's police car, Logan squints into the bright light.
What the hell?
He grabs the spotlight from the side of the car and turns it on now. Its beam shoots forward and connects with the shimmer of the phone booth, and in so doing, the sparks from the booth's antenna travel along the beam of light until the police car itself begins to shimmer.
Deacon, what the hell is going on?
I have no idea.
Well, it seems like you're drifting to a ray of light. I'm flying. Then suddenly, as the antenna on top of the police car now sparkles like the antenna on the top of the booth. Exterior police car continuous, and that's my matzo ball soup that just got here. Sorry. Thanks, Al. Anyway, the other cop cars all screech to a halt as Deacon's car vanishes right before their eyes. Cops, confused, scratch their heads, and we cut to the circuits of time. Same. The phone booth careens past, followed by a second later, Deacon's police car, where Logan is apologetic. He yells into the microphone.
Pull over, Ted. Pull over now.
I'm apologetic that it said apoplectic, and interior phone booth same.
Dad, you gotta go back. Put it in reverse. Deacon, go back.
But the police car is catching up. The guy's eyes widen as the police car is about to collide with them when some kind of bright silver cross traffic flares blast in a blur, missing the booth but nearly colliding with the police car, where Deacon cranks the wheel hard, screaming as interior circuits of time continuous. The police car spins rapidly and...
God damn it, Dad!
Damn it, Travis. And it whirls into a 360 and shoots off to the side and exterior desert somewhere day. Hold a beat on the vast arid desert until...
Ah!
The police car appears. Wham! It hits the ground with a thud. Beat. Interior car continuous. Logan and Deacon, speechless and dazed, groggily look up.
Where the hell are we?
Reverse angle. Their POV. Through the windshield, they see half a mile in the distance the Great Pyramid, about 2/3 complete. Super. Egypt. 3000 BC. Deacon and Logan just sit there in the police car, taking it in for a while until we cut to exterior dense fog night. The booth lands somewhere, some flat gray space. The guys look at each other and open the door.
Where are we, dude?
They look around in the fog, hearing something guttural and awful in the distance. Low, grinding guitar, pounding, trash can-like percussion. It's Stomp, the musical. It's off-Broadway. Death metal at its darkest. They start towards the music. As they do, they become aware of faces, hardened, hollow-eyed men, in shadowy corners, staring at them as if waiting for something, anticipating. As they walk, more faces become visible, denser now, shoulder to shoulder, then 2 rows up, 4, and they start to hear the snippets of a song.
Pain, death, hopeless, helpless, dying breath.
Bad feeling about this.
Behind the rows of men, all watching them as they pass, they see barbed wire and guard towers. On the watchtower, and guards with guns. They're in a prison with everyone focused on one thing. Bill and Ted walking through the foggy, dimly lit yard toward 2 figures who become more and more distinct as Bill and Ted approach. Super, San Quentin, 20 years in the future. Closer, the figures Bill and Ted in their mid-60s, hardened beyond what we could have ever imagined. Shaved heads, tattoos, heavily muscled. Bill grinds a guitar. Ted sings... quotes, ferociously, growling out the final words, which sound something like...
Welcome! Welcome to the end!
Then it ends. Logan. Oh my god, 65-year-old Bill and Ted look up with dead eyes.
How's it going, older incarcerated Bill and Ted?
How'd you like our song? And yeah, it actually is our song.
You know, intense, passionate. What is it? The song?
Does that matter?
Well, yeah, if we're gonna save the world.
Does that matter?
65-year-old Bill and Ted stare hard. The guys look at each other, concerned.
So, I think we'll be leaving now.
It was really excellent seeing you guys. Good luck with everything.
You're not going anywhere, Blondie.
Blondie? Dude, I'm you.
Like I care.
The wall of prisoners has circled them, and the men are staring and waiting for Billie Jean is not my lover to start, or something like that. Beat it. I don't know. Waiting for what seems to have been promised them.
What's going on?
Our friends here have been waiting for 10 years for a chance to kick your asses.
What?
No way.
Way, Guy.
Guy? You don't even know my name.
I was right. It's going to be a prison dance fight, and prisoners pull out pipes, blades start to close in.
I don't care what your name is.
Seriously, dudes, you can't just let us get killed.
Yeah, because if you do, then you totally won't exist.
Doesn't matter.
That is most nihilistic.
It doesn't matter.
Stop saying that.
Doesn't matter.
And in the end, it doesn't even matter. Knives go up to Bill and Ted's throats.
See you in hell, Guy.
Okay. I don't want to be argumentative here, but I don't think there could be two souls of the same person in one hell.
Well, there's two of us here.
Ted, don't.
Oh, I'm Ted, and I'm a philosophical mush.
Well, I am. And I knew you knew my name.
Ted, do not get drawn into this argument. We talked about this.
And the world is going to know your name. And suddenly we hear a crackling and see a flash of light in the sky. 64-year-old Bill looks at it as 65-year-old Ted. Oh, looks at 65-year-old Ted with urgency.
We gotta do this before the future guy shows up.
And suddenly he freezes, as does 65-year-old Ted, and suddenly everyone else around them, as only Bill and Ted are able to move. Oh my God. Ooh. Okay, their eyes widen as Rollins steps out of the silver booth and walks toward them now. The now completely motionless scene.
How's it going, dude?
You tell me.
Bad.
We're looking. We're trying to find the song.
Well, whatever you're doing is not working.
Sorry, dude.
Don't care if you're sorry. There are a lot of people depending on you. You need to figure this out, and you need to figure it out fast.
Well, how? We keep going further and further into the future, and things keep getting worse and worse. I don't even recognize myself anymore.
Maybe there is no song. Is there no song?
I don't know. You have to figure this out yourselves.
Well, we've traveled through our whole lives almost.
Have you?
A pause. The guys look at each other.
Well, I guess not our whole lives.
You saying we should go to the very end?
He just looks at them and shrugs.
Like our end?
A moment later, flash. Bill and Ted in the phone booth are seen briefly, worried, as they completely look at their mortality, and as it drops from view, revealing Rollins standing over the frozen scene, a look of grave concern on his face as he steps into his silver booth, and it whooshes away. As it goes, the prisoners return to their natural movement.
Dude, I told you not to have that argument with yourself.
I went out of my way to make sure it was shorter.
But it wasn't. It was the exact same argument you had back then.
Maybe so, but he was so wrong. And I told you to stop him.
I tried. I was yelling.
Exterior Ancient Egypt, 3000 BC. 24 slaves haul stones on a giant wagon up a hill along a narrow path in the desert. Slave drivers and crack whips. Slave drivers. Crack whips. After a moment of this, we hear a silent blip and...
This is the San Dimas police. Please stop what you're doing and drop your weapon.
The rear slave driver looks back and sees the San Dimas police car behind it. Its lights on. Interior police car same. Deacon and Logan just sit there looking at the line of slaves blocking the road in front of them until...
Oh, are you gonna say it, Dad, or am I?
Say what?
That Ted was right.
Just drop it. I want us out of here now. I said, this is the San Dimas.
Dad!
Fine.
Frustrated, Logan sets the mic down, opens his car door. Exterior car continuous. The slave driver and the slaves all turn and gape as Logan emerges from the police car, putting his billy club?
Have any of you seen a phone booth circa USA? Approximately 1989. Phone booth.
Dad, it's 5,000 years ago. There's no version of that they understand.
If you draw that weapon, I will arrest you, sir.
Dad, you can't arrest this guy. This is like 3000 BC.
Sir, this is your last chance.
You guys get an Oscar. The guy, uncomprehending, raises his scimitar. Logan shakes his head, grabs his taser, and...
Dad, this is a terrible idea.
As the slave driver comes at Logan with his huge blade, Logan instantly shoots him in the bare chest with his taser. Okay, alright, the guy shakes violently and crumples to the ground where he lays there, twitching and writhing. The slaves are terrified. Another guard comes at Logan. Logan tases him too, but more and more guards are coming.
Great, now what are you gonna do?
Logan grabs his gun and fires it into the air, which causes immediate and widespread panic on the wagon. The slaves scatter, the ones who were pulling the giant boulder, the ones who were securing it. It starts to move just below it. Uh-oh. Deacon's eyes widen.
Dad!
I'm not quite done here.
Dad, we have to go!
Logan turns and sees the boulder dislodging and starting to roll. He turns quickly and he dives back into the police car where Deacon steps on the gas.
Go! Put it in reverse.
Take a quick sip here while I say, but the tires spin in the sand and the boulder gains speed and rolls off the huge wagon, all 25,000 pounds of it, towards the police car, which can't get any traction just as it starts to move backwards. Crunch! The boulder suddenly crushes the car. Pause. Silent. The slaves and slave drivers all stop and look as we hold on the huge motionless boulder in the dust, and then we cut to darkness somewhere. We hold for a while. As our eyes adjust, we begin to sense that we are in some kind of deep, deep cave. Gradually, we begin to see some reflected blue and red lights from above, and we hear an approaching siren as the police car plummets into frame, dropping and dropping down with this seemingly bottomless hole. Scratch "with" from that sentence, please. Camera drops in. Okay. Camera drops with it. For a while, we see Deacon and Logan sitting in the front seat, too gobsmacked to scream.
What just happened?
I think we were crushed by that giant boulder and killed.
A pause. Logan looks around, nodding.
So where are we now?
My guess is we are falling to...
Suddenly, there's a loud whoomp as the car hits the ground and bounces a moment before stopping entirely. As the dust clears around them, we see red fiery light playing off their faces. They look around and gape, and we cut to exterior San Dimas, California. We're outside a rest home as flash. The shimmering phone booth appears and lands. Bill and Ted get out, approach the front door. Super San Dimas, California, 50 years in the future. Interior rest home. A moment later, Bill and Ted enter, turn, and go down a hallway toward an open door backlit with light. They cross and enter interior room continuous, where they step in and see in two beds, two very, very old men. 95-year-old Bill and Ted. Ancient. Frail. Oh my Jesus, Logan. All right, in the final moments of their lives, they look up with grateful recognition as Bill and Ted enter.
1, 2, Logan's coming. Anyway,
How's it going?
Oh, I can say Yes, we're so glad you're here. Finally.
And so happy to be able to share the song with you.
As it turns out, there is
When was it written?
A long, long time ago. You just didn't recognize it.
Is it good, Mr. Kruger?
It's amazing, you son of a bitch. You can't imagine how proud you'll feel when you play it.
When do we play it?
Tonight.
The guys look at each other amazed, excited. Then
Is there a title?
the ancient thems look at each other and then back at the guys.
It's called
Face the Music.
The guys take this and he said it. It's clear that it's the truth. Exchanging a look. Bill and Ted separate.
Bill, I just want to say thank you for all the times you've been there for me.
I'm so sorry for the times I let you down, Bill.
You never did, Bill. You never did.
At the same time, the other side of the room.
I feel like I never really knew you, Ted.
I know. That's my fault. I never truly opened myself up to you. The truth is, I looked at you and saw myself.
I know. Me too.
But now, as I reach the end, there's so much that I want to say to you.
Oscar for Rudy. We hear crying and move back to the Bills. Bill is hugging his ancient dying self, whose eyes are dimming.
Oh, Moki Emerald.
Bill or Jack, ever.
Bill looks over at Ted, who leans close to his 95-year-old Ted.
There's one more thing we need to ask you.
I know, Elizabeth and Joanna. We haven't seen them since the day I left.
Oh, no. Please don't say that.
But I'm afraid it's true.
Does it have to be that way?
95-year-old Ted takes Ted's hand.
Unless you two change it.
Can we?
Of course you can. None of this has to happen.
Leave us. When the song is played, everything will change.
How are we going to play it? We don't even know what it is.
It's with you. It's with you right now.
Where?
You'll be in my heart. 95-year-old Ted starts to point, but his hand drops. He looks at Ancient Bill. They both nod, ever so slightly, then look back at their younger selves and say,
Catch you later, Bill and Ted.
And with that, they die. Bill and Ted stare for a long moment and then...
Dude, in honor of our late selves, I propose that we get back to the Fabulous Forum and immediately play this song.
Ted nods. Meanwhile, in hell, same. The cop car cruises along slowly, demons and anguished souls peering in, crowding them, making it difficult to navigate. Logan flicks the lights on top and blips the siren, whoop, a couple of times. Then they get on the mic and they say amplified. Come on, Jen.
Please move away from the vehicle. I repeat, please move away from the vehicle.
No change. Yeah, no change. I'm sorry for stepping on your line, but if anything, it's getting more difficult to move.
Yeah, this is lame. I'm in hell.
Now you're telling me how to be a police officer. You gonna replace me where too?
Finally,
Finally, what comes
Yeah.
out, Deacon?
that this is about Missy.
I'm sorry what you say, Missy. Are you referring to your wife or are you referring to my ex-wife? Oh, I'm sorry. They're the same person. You know what? Stop the car. I'm gonna deal with this.
Yeah. Logan pushes the door open and steps outside. Exterior car continuous. Logan stands at about a head or two above the hunched over, tormented souls as two fearsome demons approach and growl, FOMO because poor unfortunate souls.
I need you to move these people out of the way, please.
The demons come towards him, eyes glowing.
I'm telling you to freeze right there, sir. Both of you. Consider yourselves warned.
Now Logan removes his beanbag gun from his belt and fires 3 beanbags. 3 darts are too much into the first demon's chest, who falls over backwards with a wail. The other demon keeps coming. Logan clubs him with his billy club, then maces him. As the demon grabs his eyes, moaning, Logan reflexively cuffs him. Deacon exits and is now standing on the other side of the car.
Good work, Dad. What do you do about the rest of them?
Shut up, Travis. Logan turns and sees what Deacon's referring to. 2 huge demons are lumbering menacingly toward them. Logan looks out and then looks down at his weapons.
Let's get back in the car.
Good idea.
First one you've had. They enter and return to the car. I'm so sorry, I love you, Travis. Suddenly startled as they see sitting in the back seat is Death. I was so hoping you were gonna do this. Okay. Black-clad, white-faced, and very, very somber.
Who the hell are you?
I am Death. I knew your son and his friend Bill. We were bandmates.
We sense in Death a kind of longing. He misses those ever so brief good moments, the last and only ones of his life.
Man, did I party hard. Too hard, it turned out. In the women. Oh boy. Yes, I was a player.
He looks off, nostalgic. Come on, pick up, artist.
Excuse me. Why are you here? Are you just here to reminisce? Because we actually need to find a way out of here.
Yes, I can help you. I still have some juice around here. This way.
Drink your juice, Shelby. Death makes a gesture out the window, and I would totally drink that Kool-Aid. Yes, get your flaming hot Cheetos on. And a slight path opens as Deacon starts to drive.
So, how is the band? Have you guys come up with a song yet?
No, and they never will. They're delusional.
Oh, you still think that?
Hey, you know what?
Excuse me, gentlemen, please. I get enough conflict down here. Can we just have some chill tunes?
You know, I think that's a good idea.
So many like Death Diplo vibes, and it needs to be a meme. Anyway, Deacon turns on the CD player. It better be no, it's not. We're better together. Jack Johnson's Better Together comes on.
Love me, my Jack Johnson.
Making banana pancakes, he sits back slightly, moving to the beat. From a high wide shot, the police car cruises through hell. Jack Johnson moving music wafting up. Hold a moment, then cut to exterior fabulous forum night. The marquee reads, tonight, Wild Stallions presents 2 decades of triumphance. There's a flash in the sky, and a moment later the booth lands and the guys jump out and rush towards the artist's entrance. As they run,
I still don't understand. How are we going to play the greatest song ever written when we don't even know it?
Ed, you heard us. We have it with us. We've obviously been overthinking this. We just have to let it happen.
So we're just going to make it up as we go along?
Exactly.
Ted nods, not totally convinced, as the guys hurry towards exterior artist entrance. Continuous, the guys move quickly to Frank.
Gotta admit, didn't think you'd two actually show up. There he cut the house lights.
They're here. Frank throws open a door marked stage, and they pull in as, in front of them, the arena dims. They look nervously at each other.
Our world is about to change, dude.
They mount the steps towards the side curtains which block the stage, which is lit, but the guys don't see much of it yet.
Ready, Ted?
Ready, Bill.
And they stride past a curtain and onto the stage, which is totally empty. No mics, no instruments, nothing. They stand in front of the glare of the bright lights on the totally bare stage. It's too dark in the audience to see out.
Dude, what's going on?
I don't know. Maybe we gotta keep going.
Going where?
To the mics.
There are no mics.
Gotta start.
Okay, I guess.
Ready? 1, 2, 1,
1,
2,
2, 3, 4.
4.
Silence. They stand there looking at each other, nothing coming into their heads.
Let's try again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Still nothing. Beat. They walk closer to the center of the stage. It's like a very, very bad dream.
Hello?
It's utterly silent in the audience.
Hello, fabulous forum?
More silence. A beat. Ted turns to the side.
Could we have the house lights up?
A beat later, a loud ka-chunk, and the guys stare out at the entire forum, which is completely empty. Not one ticket has been sold. Bored ushers motionlessly man utterly empty tunnels. Concession workers stand idly behind their counters. On stage, Bill and Ted just look around, confused, disoriented.
I don't understand.
Ding, ding, ding. A warning light goes off on the timepiece. 2 minutes left. Suddenly, the guys feel something strange. Their feet are starting to move. No, you don't make... Okay, all right, sorry. They gape at each other, terrified, as they begin sliding backwards, wham, into the phone booth, which lights up automatically and quickly shoots down through the pavement and is gone, revealing Rollins by his booth watching. He steps back inside and whoosh, it's gone too. Exterior forum night. Above, the sky starts to darken ominously. Lightning flashes. Some cracks start to appear in the ground. We pan to the 76th station across from the forum, where a guy gets out of his car to pump gas and stops short. Totally baffled as he sees an equally confused Roman soldier in toga with first-century weaponry just standing there under the fluorescent light of the gas station. Both men stare at each other, utterly confounded, and we cut to exterior heaven day. Stark, white, quiet. As if we are up in the clouds, the police car is parked. Deacon and Logan are standing, waiting in silence for a long while, until finally...
Fine. Ted wasn't wrong. He was right. Ted was right. Ted was totally 100% right about everything. You happy?
Deacon nods. Footsteps. Death approaches, exiting a heavy gold door.
How'd it go?
My bad. See, I thought I could get us a gate key, but truth is the old man just got pissed. That's the bad news. But the good news, I just scored a new PlayStation, which is pretty rad. Since we'll be spending a lot of time, like eternity together.
No, absolutely not. I'm not
playing here or staying here.
Well, I'm afraid you don't get to make those rules.
No, 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 no. My son is in serious jeopardy, and I have a job to do.
I feel like maybe you should just say, go take a nap, and then fire the missiles. He pushes past Death and through the gold doors, which closes with a solid whoomp. There it is. Deacon and Death look at each other as, off-screen, we hear Logan's insistent muffled voice and a lower, booming, also muffled voice talking over each other. Death looks at Deacon and raises an eyebrow.
Wow. Your old man has a very big ball sack, bro.
You might think this is so, but wrong. There is a brief beat of silence, followed by a low flip, and then...
Oh.
Which is then followed by a very heavy thud. And groaning. And then Logan storms out, eyes straight ahead, jaw fixed, and holding a gilded skeleton key.
Did you just beanbag God, Dad?
Yes, I did. Yes.
I thought it said something else in the script. Deacon turns and follows his father to the car.
I'll try to smooth this out. Say hi to the fellas for me. And, one thing. Can I keep that chill Jack Johnson CD?
Yes. Deacon hands Death the CD. The police car screams away, then
Thank
shimmers
you.
and disappears. He's just sitting, waiting, wishing. Interior great room day, 2713. Bang! The phone booth lands, roughly followed a half beat later by the silver booth. The guys get out shaken, and they find themselves face to face with the three great leaders who are scowling, furious.
You have failed utterly.
Through the inside of the dome, we hear utter chaos coming from outside. Thunder, lightning, the ground is quaking, it's frightening, screaming. People in the dome are running. They're ruined and running.
Why we ever put our hopes in you two idiots is beyond me.
And he and the others turn, stride off. There is a final beep on the timepiece as it runs out. The guys just stand, looking down at it, horrified, speechless. Then Rollins steps between them and they look at him.
What's gonna happen?
Rollins indicates for them to follow. With the guys, a moment later, as Rollins leads them, shell-shocked, into the room which houses the timeline.
This is the new reality.
He points all the way down towards antiquity.
Whoa.
Antiquity. I got it. Anyway, the timeline appears to be fraying, bending upward Loki much right now, twisting back in on itself, contorting like a hose out of control or a downed electrical line. The guys move closer. Ted touches it. Why would you do that? That's some Final Destination shit. Suddenly an image pops up. The Buddha is running in panic from a caveman who catches him and clubs him on the head.
Whoa. Dude, the Buddha just got clubbed by a caveman.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have been looking like Little Bunny Foo-Foo. Anyway, Bill moves forward, touches the timeline. We see the Last Supper, 12 people sitting at a torch-lit tent, and it's hosted by Andy Cohen. Suddenly, bravo! Ominous shadows appear on the tent wall, and we hear a pair of loud screams as a fearsome claw suddenly tears at the tent. The 12 disciples leap up and run as Bill turns to Ted.
Ed, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Last Supper was just disrupted by a pair of velociraptors.
So I wasn't wrong.
Oh.
Oops, sorry. My dad! Oh no. They cross together when ad-libs go wrong. Look at the line.
Dude. It's like everything is just blending together.
It's collapsing on itself. Starts at the ends, moving toward the middle.
It's at 1400 now. What's that mean? It's about to be hit. Does that mean it's about to be hit?
The guys look at each other, then look toward medieval times, the 1400s, suddenly grasping something.
You brought our families there?
That I did.
Why?
Ed,
Why would you do that?
Ed, it doesn't matter now. We just got to get there and get him back.
Ted looks at Rollins, then follows Bill as the guys run. Anyway, through the chaos and crowds and to the phone booth, and we cut to exterior England, 1428 day. The booth appears on top of the castle wall, and Bill and Ted leap out, suddenly stopping and reacting in horror.
Dude, look.
Within the castle, guarded by dozens and dozens of fearsome-looking knights of the Round Table in armor who are brandishing swords, Joanna, Elizabeth, Will, Theo, as well as the Duke and Duchess, are bound and being led along scaffolding towards 6 nooses. What? The king stares, and I shouldn't put that right in front of my face when I'm trying to be Elizabeth in a little bit. Outside the castle, pounding on the gates and trying to... Nope, I skipped over to the king's line. I'm so sorry, your liege. The king stands nearby and shouts over the chaos.
For bringing darkness into our world, this entire family must die!
Bill and Ted look in the other direction. Below them, outside the castle, pounding on the gate and trying to ram down the castle walls are soldiers from every era. What a good man goes to war. Trojan warriors, Incas, Nazis? Redcoats, you name it, all ramming the gates, scaling the walls, pulling pins and grenades, etc. They would catch a grenade for ya, and more coming from the other directions.
Dude, what are we gonna do? There's not just guards and executioners in the castle, but there's like armies from all throughout history outside the castle.
I know. And we got like 30 seconds to figure it out. And we need like 30 years.
But dude, we don't got 30 years to figure it out.
We don't.
What? What do you mean?
We don't. Because we're just starting to think about it now. But what if we start thinking about it 30 years ago?
Oh, we'd have to start when we were like 10.
Exactly.
All we gotta do is
go back and find ourselves when we're 10.
When we actually have 30 years to think about it and get ourselves thinking about it. Ted, you have had many ingenious ideas, which on the surface seem counterintuitive. But this is the counterintuitivest of them all. Let's go, dude.
Counterintuitive list. Yeah, I can't even do it. Anyway, they jump back into the phone booth, quickly dial with a flash. They do 8675309, and the booth disappears, and we cut to Interior Bill's childhood house night. Van Halen's Running with the Devil. I don't actually know that song. Plays on the tape deck as 10-year-old Bill and Ted jump on the beds. Yeah, you can get mad at me anyway. Playing air guitar and singing along. Super San Dimas, California, 1980. The door opens and 14-year-old Missy sticks her head in. You guys need to brush your teeth and get ready for bed, because like your folks are gonna be home soon, Bill. Belle. Oh, I'm so sorry, but like, honestly, she puts her Walkman headphones back on and exits.
Dude, your babysitter's cute.
Oh, I have screwed up somewhere.
God damn it.
When do you never, like, literally Travis? It's like
your name is Damn It Travis.
Wait, I actually did lose the page.
Oh.
Oh my god.
82 of the PDF.
83 on the P.
Oh, is it? Okay, like, Missy? That one?
Yeah.
You missed that one already. We're now.
Get it. We're beyond that.
Oh, I know. I remember when we were in the kindergarten and she was in third and we asked her to do the pumpkin dance.
Oh, no.
Dance?
No, the pumpkin dance. That's just wrong. It's so gross. Calabasas. Ugh, they hear the loud rapping on the window and rap tap tapping. They're outside in the windows, desperate and frenetic, are adult Bill and Ted.
Let us in. Hurry.
Who are you?
Don't worry. we're you. It's fine.
Who are you? And I'm not sorry. And the boys, terrified, turn and try to run out, but Bill and Ted open the window and rush in to catch them at the door.
Dudes, listen to us. We're you. We're what you'll become.
Yeah, and we're here to prevent you from destroying time and space as we know it.
Not to mention destroying your marriages and alienating your kids.
Elizabeth is going to be the love of your life, Ted, and you're going to blow it. And Will and Theo will think you two are completely blind idiots, which we are.
You will be lonely beyond description without Joanna. Without Joanna, Bill. Especially when Mom walks out on you and never comes back.
But here's the good news. It doesn't have to happen.
Yeah, all you got to do is take the next 30 years to figure out how to save your wives. Is that all? To how to save your wives and sons and in-laws from being hanged in 1428. Simple, right?
But you got to start now. Like right now.
You gotta save my wife. And the two boys are too stunned and scared to speak. Bill and Ted kneel down, get right in their own faces.
So, are you going to spend the next 30 years figuring this out? Are you? Are you?
I wouldn't. Stranger danger. The two kids looking like they're about to cry. Yup, me too. Hashtag me too. Are so scared that they cannot even manage tiny little nods. Bill and Ted look at each other.
Dude, they're not getting it. What do we do?
Presented in a fantastic radical musical number, of course. Interior phone booth moments later. Bill and Ted shove their beyond terrified, whimpering, trembling younger selves into the booth as Ted dials. Wait, I'm sorry, is there kidnapping right now? Is that what's happening? Jesus, a car screeches into Bill's driveway and a woman, 35, pretty, curly blonde hair, rushes toward them, right, yelling it right at the top of her lungs. Woman. No? Wolf Mother? Anybody? Okay. Stop! What are you doing? Bill's jaw drops in amazement as the booth sparks. Bill and Little Bill both press their faces to the glass.
Bill?
But the shimmering booth is now dropping, and just before it disappears, Bill notices that in the swirling vortex, Mrs. Preston has slipped and tumbled in, and now in the circuits of time continuous, Bill is horrified.
Who's responsible for my mom's leaving?
Dude, you weren't.
Ted, I literally just was. Mom!
Bill and Little Bill. Sorry, that was my bad. I stepped on your line, Travis. That's a damn it Sannit moment there. Bill and Little Bill stare in horror. Shut up. You don't get to gloat.
Really, Travis?
Really? How many times? Okay, I'm going to turn this freaking phone booth around. Exterior England on top of the castle wall, 1428. The booth lands back on the parapet, and Bill and Ted drag their 10-year-old selves out of it.
Bill, even though Mom's gone, I love you and I'll always be there for you. This is bad.
Dude, you can't promise that.
Okay, I'll never be there for you, but you're going to have to be there for us.
Yeah, you guys have to see this.
Sorry, I'm still in the beret, but I'll be there for you, or something. Gradually, the terrified 10-year-olds open their eyes.
Now, is this burned on your brain? I mean, how could it not?
Are they literally sitting there at the execution right now? Oh my god. Raspberry Beret, Guion Beret, whatever the fuck is happening right now. Okay, alright. The kids stare down at the confusion. Royal guards on the inside, soldiers from all time on the outside, climbing the walls, clambering to get in. Their younger selves give horrified nods.
Good. Now, here's what you need to do.
See those people down there? Those are your beloved wives and sons. And that's their grandparents. They're about to be hung by their necks until they're dead.
You don't want that to happen? Spend the next 30 years coming up with a plan to get us out of this.
And do it fast, because we only got about 30 seconds and we hadn't had any idea what to do.
Now get going. Get
in.
As they shove the kids back into the booth and speed dial the numbers.
Even though space-time is unraveling because of, wow, it doesn't matter. You have to save them.
Don't blow it.
Don't blow anything. Except Nintendo.
Do everything right, always. You two alone are responsible for saving everything, okay?
No pressure.
And no pressure, bro. Therapy. And boom, the booth is gone, alerting the attention of two guards with bows and arrows who turn on the parapet and start towards Bill and Ted, who quickly spot a stairwell and hurry into it, mulling over, just what just happened as they rush down it.
I don't think that went particularly well.
Yeah. I think in our desperation, we came on a bit too strong.
You think?
I know. Midway through, I started to totally remember this whole thing from when it happened to us.
I know. I'd always thought that was just some weird nightmare.
Yeah, the worst nightmare of all time.
Totally. So bad, I must have completely blocked it out.
But now,
Oh, great.
what we're talking about it. But now that we're talking about it, it's like in the back of my mind. I've always been thinking about it.
I know. Me too.
Dude, is it even possible that it worked?
What do you mean?
Well, what if we now have been thinking about this subconsciously for 30 years?
No. Then I guess we'd know more about what to do.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Ted reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out the large blob of yarn. It's about to be some flubber situation right here with fucking knitting. Sorry, I thought it was me.
I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna do this.
Oh my god, it is. Ted holds the yarn blob right in front of Bill, and instantly there's a thwook and a speeding arrow lodges right in the blob and not into Bill.
Whoa.
Suddenly Ted turns.
Whoa.
Thanks, dude.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, get it, dudes. Okay, suddenly Ted turns and he shifts his arm and then thwook. No, we can't keep doing that. Don't, Jen. Give up. Two more arrows lodge into the blob. From the castle guards who had just seen them on the parapet, they look at each other and now burst out a door and into a courtyard on the castle ground, and they're going to finish each other's sandwiches. That's what I was going to say. Where it's chaos, soldiers and denizens from all time dropping out and down over the walls and swarm, doing battle with the royal guards. Bill and Ted make their way out.
Dude, you have been thinking about this. That must be why you've been making yarn blobs all these years.
Whoa, yeah. I wonder what you've been thinking about.
Oh, I look forward to finding out.
Me too. Suddenly they both freeze. Because we're going to say it like that, and then it's going to be something. They hear loud voices in ancient Chinese, and they turn slowly to see 24 Huns standing before them. All I want to sing is Mulan right now. Spears raised with a leader yelling in Mongolian. Subtitle, kill them both! Bill and Ted's eyes widen.
Whoa, Sean, you.
Thank you, Eric. Ted yanks a knitting needle, holds it threateningly. It does nothing. The Huns come closer. Suddenly, an off-screen voice yells loudly in ancient Mongolian, "But Daddy, I love him!" No, I'm just kidding. Subtitle, leave them alone, keep moving, now! The Huns look at the guys for a second, and then they move on, pushing past.
Whoa. I didn't even see who said that.
Oh, Bill looks at Ted with a little smile, and then with his mouth completely closed, he says,
Me neither, dude.
Whoa! I'm not sure what's more impressive, your ventriloquism or your use of ancient Mongolian.
Thanks. And I spent that whole summer only learned 2 phrases. I guess I won't need to get to use the other one. Ingtaka.
Subtitle, excuse me, dude. He steps aside as a Mongolian warrior moves past, almost hitting him. Gaining confidence now, they start moving again.
Oh my god, our families are just on the other side of that wall.
Missed opportunity for Beauty and the Beast will be living again. There it is. Indeed, there's a large castle wall on the other side of this courtyard.
All this and over there.
They see a horse-drawn carriage moving with a Surrey and the fringe on top, moving through the chaos.
Camp Coco?
Coco.
Summer of 83.
The two of them race to the wagon and slide on, immediately get into crab walking position, legs forward, hands behind, body face. Everybody knows what crab walking is. Why you gotta, okay, all right. Maybe not, okay. Just me. All right, anyway, angry. And using the carriage as cover, they crab walk exceedingly fast, scuttling forward under the carriage. They are very good at it, and they know it. They're sexy, and they know it.
Putting it on my resume.
That whole summer, all the counselors were like, don't you want to do something besides crab walk?
And we were like, nope.
Nope. Now we know why.
Okay, my bed just literally like moved down 4 inches. Cool, that's great. All right, have fun. And they roll out, rise, and they roll out. Look at the wall, and then they look at the 2 felt flagpoles, which have just been knocked into the walls, from the walls.
Bull!
Shut the up.
Dude.
I need to hit the mute button faster. They each grab an end of one of the long flagpoles and try to plant the pole, but they both just end up running along the pole with it sliding through their hands until they both face plant at the other end of the wood.
Dude.
No, I just remembered. We never learned how to pole vault.
Then why did we think these poles were a good idea?
The guys look at the long wooden sticks that they're holding in their hands. A moment later, Bill and Ted are stilt walking 25 feet in the air.
I'm not sure this was such a good idea either. But we're still not high enough to get over the wall.
I know. And I feel somewhat vulnerable and exposed.
Below them, hordes of soldiers are approaching their long, spindly wooden legs.
Maybe we should wave to them like Uncle Sam. What was that, Bill?
Hey.
Good day, citizens. We are Uncle Sam. Stop trying to knock us over. Dude, we have to remember to not have this misguided stilt walking plan.
Oh, but it's so much. You make me think of the 4th of July. Oh, below them, soldiers whack the stilts and the guys teeter.
Well, there must be some reason we did it.
They hear an off-screen screech, and suddenly we see 2 huge, scaly, reptilian, clawed feet rise up over the wall.
That's why.
They reach up and grab the legs. They look up and see the underbelly of a huge, scaly, flying beast. Oh, there's a pterodactyl. Cool. Below, the shadow of a pterodactyl moves towards the walls. The guys rise up. Rise up.
I hate to even ask this question, but how and when could we have learned to ride pterodactyls?
I'm not sure we did, dude.
Oh, yeah.
How to Train Your Pterodactyl by Bill and Ted. They look at each other and then just fall to the ground with a double whoomp as we hear heavy wings flump away. Exterior castle courtyard continuous. They look up. They are at the feet of the executioners, just yards away from where their wives and children have their heads on blocks.
Elizabeth, Will!
Their families look up as Bill and Ted rise full of confidence.
Executioners.
Unhand our families now!
Bill?
Ted? Suddenly, swords appear at their necks.
Apparently 30 years was not quite enough time.
Scaffolding. Bill and Ted's heads are placed in nooses next to the others. The guys look at their wives and sons.
Liz, Will, I'm sorry. We tried to save the world, but we failed.
We tried to save you, and we failed at that too. I love you both.
Love you both.
The king nods. The hangmen start away from the scaffolding.
I must say, it's darkly ironic that the name of the song we supposedly wrote is Face the Music.
I think that's what we're about to do.
No, actually, I think it's a little bit of off, off, off with your head. And there's a beat. Will and Theo look at each other.
What's that, son?
Travis.
Yes? Oh, shit, I missed it again.
You're a failure, son.
Oops,
I
you
know.
did it again.
You said Will and Theo? Where's Will? Oh, there he is. Hey! Wait, Dad. What did you say the song was called?
Get your line right. Oh, I'm sorry. Face the music.
Oh, that too. Okay, I have that album.
Shut up, Travis. You don't get to ad-lib when you fuck up your lines. Now, the women look at each other. Then Bill and Ted grasping something. Below, the king gets in position for the execution. Ted.
What?
Why?
The woman nod to the boys who are looking at their dads, and suddenly it hits Bill and Ted like a tidal wave. Their eyes widen, and they look at their sons.
This is your song, isn't it?
And you can tell everybody that Ted wiggles a hand free and manages to reach into his pocket and pull out the now crumpled sheet of paper that he took from Will the night before. He unfolds it and opens it. It's sheet music. Written on the top are the words, "Face the music."
I've had it in my pocket the whole time.
The whole time? Now below, the king gives a signal. The executioners move towards the lever. Wrong lever! And begins to pull it.
The future guy was right. There is a song.
I just kind of wish we'd figure this out a bit sooner.
They all are about to hang when suddenly from outside the castle we hear...
The booming voice.
Citizens of medieval England, this is St. David's Police. Come out of the castle immediately. I repeat, come out of the castle immediately. This is your last warning.
Suddenly, canisters fly over the wall and pink tear gas fills the air. Wow, this escalated quickly. People wheeze, cough, cry as Deacon's police car crashes through a gate and drives into the castle courtyard, smashing it into the base of a wooden scaffolding, bringing it all toppling to the ground. Logan jumps out in a gas mask. As he frees the Logans and Prestons, the Duke and Duchess...
Dad, what are you doing here? Dad? What are you doing here?
Rudy? Rudy, you good?
No one ever said you weren't important. Oh my god, I'm sorry, Anne. I was wrong about you, Ted, and I'm sorry. And we're all leaving. Come on. Chet Logan, Ted's dad.
John, and this is my wife, Mary, Duke and Duchess of Northumberland.
This while they rush through the Malay, pile into the car, five in the front, 5 in the back. Deacon slams it into gear, and then it accelerates, shimmers, and disappears. Excuse me. Oh, of course, now that's happening. Interior, I blame Travis. Circuits of time, a moment later, wind blown, chaotic, lights swirling. Deacon tries to navigate as the car careens through. Barely. The Duke is in Logan's lap. Between them, the Duchess is on Theo's lap. Bill and Ted are in the back with Joanna, Elizabeth, and Will.
Where are we going, Ted?
The Fabulous Forum!
Deacon cranks the wheel. Deacon cranks the wheel. The car shakes violently as crossing a bridge that's on the brink of giving out. I kind of went over that. Sorry about it, Taylor Swift. Sorry. Anywho, this is impossible. Suddenly, a silver streak of light flashes past them.
What is that?
The guy looks forward. It's the silver booth with Rollins inside. He nods and beckons them to follow.
It's help.
Him.
Deacon does, and now through the shuddering circuits of time, they swoop and swerve until finally, exterior, Fabulous Forum, night, present day. The police car drops to the ground in front of the forum where the ground is shaking and cracking. They race out of the car.
Duck!
And they have to squat to avoid a pack of pirates, who are firing muskets at some cowboys. And they all start moving with their families. As they pass the silver booth, Rollins emerges, joining them. He carries 2 large cases.
Dude, thank you.
Do you think it's too late?
We'll see. My dad always said you'd figure it out sooner or later.
The guy's slow.
Wait.
Is your dad Rufus?
Rollins nods and they all start through the tunnel, which is overrun with anachronistic madness. Logan billy clubs a samurai, Deacon tases a saber-toothed tiger, Joanna beanbags a Nazi, Elizabeth pepper sprays George Washington.
My eyes.
Sorry. So sorry. I would fucking mace George Washington. Anyway, they make their way through, fending off whatever obstacles are in their way. I mean, by accident, of course. But anyway, Bill and Ted turn to Rollins. I really should have hit the Nazi instead. It's like, I'm so sorry, George.
Hey, dude, you have to tell us now.
Why did you take our families back to 1428?
Well, it was obvious that there was no version of you guys seeing that what was right in front of you until it was no longer right in front of you.
There is a moth that's about to crawl over my camera. Oh my god, sorry. Okay, oh my god. Don't. Okay, hi, there's creatures in them hills. Bill and Ted look at him and he points, indicating Lestage, where in all directions it's utter mayhem, every century, every epoch, crashing up against each other. The Forum is shaking, a crack is forming in its ceiling. Bill and Ted rise and walk on, joining Will and Theo.
What do we do?
Just play.
What do we play with?
Oh, God.
Rollins, it's not a telenovela, Travis. Rollins opens the 2 cases. The boys look inside. It's Bill and Ted's amazing guitars. The boys look at their dads.
Those are your guitars.
Yours now.
The boys look at their moms.
It's a great song, Theo. Just go ahead and play it.
You've heard it?
Dozens of times.
Thing is, it's kind of it's a bigger sound.
Yeah, it's not really something we can play on our own. We kind of need everybody.
I'm sure. I know.
Listen.
It's okay, Dad. All you gotta do is follow along.
Bill and Ted look at each other, nod. Pick up 2 other guitars that Rollins is handing them.
We could do that.
Joanna and Elizabeth sit at the drums and keyboard. Bill and Ted remain just outside the limelight, but there, beyond the boys. Behind the boys, rather. Also that, beyond and behind, I don't know, infinity. I don't know. And who look at each other across the center stage.
Ready, Will?
Ready, Theo?
1,
2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And from the very first note of the very first chord, all around the Forum, what began as the most violent, chaotic, out of control, Altamont-like riot becomes the greatest Woodstock-type peace and love festival of all time. Oh my god, it's like it's the best song in the world or something. Fight stops, soldiers put down their weapons, take seats, the crack in the ceiling recedes. Cool, fixing infrastructure as well with music. All right, let's go for it. Fans start to fill in from aisles. They take seats. Others come in through the tunnels. Other people are suddenly there as well. Logan takes a seat up front next to the Duke and Duchess and Mr. Preston, who nods, still bummed and lonely looking. Missy is sitting with them. Deacon joins them. Bill and Ted look at each other, smile, beginning to get a feel for the music. They glance at their wives, who smile back. And apparently repairing relationships too. Infrastructure and relationships. Chalk it up to music. As the song continues, Will and Theo begin to pick up their rhythm and confidence. The arena continues to fill in more and more. Now there are 2,000, now 4,000. Rollins watches from the wings as the Forum is now full, looking like a Live Aid concert, except for a few empty seats by Bill's father. Until there's a flash of light, and dropping into one of the seats is...
Mom?
Mrs. Preston at 75, who shimmers and drops and plops down right next to Mr. Preston.
Louise?
They rejoice, embrace joyfully, and they also rejoice. I mean, okay, then suddenly there are 6 quick flashes, and with them, like a crazy slot machine suddenly playing off, 6 more Mrs. Prestons. Okay, this took a turn I wasn't expecting, in ages varying from 35 to 70 in the same row.
Louise?
I didn't realize you were going to get a harem, Mr. Preston. They all converge, hugging him. Damn it, Logan! Ted looks at Bill, who is thrilled. This is supposed to be the line that Rudy would have said.
No, this is Eric.
Eric.
Did we lose him too?
Oh no, God.
Damn it, Eric.
You got 7 moms.
There it is. And now the music really kicks in, and the guys' 95-year-old selves couldn't have possibly been more correct when they said Bill and Ted would. What?
You got 7 moms, dude.
Yeah. They'd never feel prouder in their lives. The family plays the song, the crowd is cheering, arms in the air, exultant and thrilled, singing along, present at the pivotal moment of history and feeling it. Wide shot of the Forum as the song rolls on, rocking this giant stadium. We cut to the years rolling by, 5 years into their new future. 25-year-old Will and 25-year-old Theo are joined in the garage by 50-year-old Bill and Ted. Joanna and Elizabeth enter with food. Jump cut to 10 minutes later, the entire family is playing like the frickin' Partridge Family. All 6 of them, with Joanna and Elizabeth on piano and drums. Jump to 10 years into the future, same gang playing, but there are 2 new people. Will and Theo's lovely young wives, who now join them. Cut to Thanksgiving dinner with all of them and Deacon, Missy, Logan, and Bill's 7 moms. The Duke and Duchess, and Death, and Rollins, and something else. 2 little girls. 15 years into the future, 60... Oh, gotcha. Okay. 60-year-old Bill and Ted with their now 5-year-old granddaughters on their laps, teaching them simple chords on the guitar, quick shots, kids growing, holidays, more music, and finally exterior porch 50 years into the future. 95-year-old Bill and Ted on rocking chairs, smiling, happy, strumming guitars together as we pull away and see more grandchildren sitting at their feet, and Joanna and Elizabeth, 95 now too, at their sides. Will and Theo, now 75, with them. There are great-grandchildren with even great-great-grandchildren. The lawn is full, teeming with life. Come on, family picnic. And that voice we heard at the very beginning of the movie belongs to 95-year-old Bill, who looks out 95-year-old Ted as the generation and generation of family members before them. Jesus, Logan, they are completing the telling of a long, long story.
And as they look back on everything they'd done, everywhere they'd been, everyone they'd known,
there was only one word to describe it. There's a pause. The old men look at each other, then out at their children and their children's children, and smile and say quietly, with deep conviction,
Excellent.
Close on Bill and Ted. Smiling now, watching over all of it, with Joanna and Elizabeth now sitting at their sides, holding their hands, and then cut to exterior porch day. Empty. The rocking chairs are motionless. The house is now silent, and we fade out. Roll credits, and then after the very last credit, we cut to exterior San Dimas, 1980 night. Flash, the phone booth lands in the lawn of Bill's childhood home, and then out of it step 10-year-old Bill and Ted, who turn sort of shell-shocked but are now able to grasp the enormity of what just happened. They turn gradually, and they take in the thing that just brought them there, the phone booth. They wide-eyed look at each other. Oh. And as they are just about to start an exuberant air guitar, we cut to black. The end.
Yes,
Weird thing
this
to
is
end
nice.
on. What was that?
This is nice.
Logan!
You are deaf, man.
What did I do?
Be perfect as
Everything
usual.
right.
You're awesome. All of you were awesome. Thank you to the audience for watching. This has been a lot of fun. A lot of this was a surprise to all of us, so we hope you had as much fun as we did. Good night.
Bye.